Okay, this one is about prisons and psychiatrists in prisons. Now, let's keep in mind that these people wish to bring in more psychiatry into the world. So the articles reflect outcry for more mental health services, especially for prisoners. Let me read this short article real quick. It's called Department of Justice Study, Mental Illness of Prison Inmates Worse Than Past Estimates. The release today of a study of the U.S. Department of Justice Bureau of Justice Statistics showing that 64% of local jail inmates, 56% of state prisoners, and 45% of federal prisoners have symptoms of serious mental illness is an indictment of the nation's healthcare system. It is both a scandal and a national tragedy. The figures are worse than those generally believed in the past, in which estimates of the total number of inmates with mental illnesses have been approximately 20%. The study reveals that the problem is 2 or 3 times greater than anyone imagined. What is even more disturbing is the number of these inmates that have served prior sentences, committed violent offenses, or engaged in substance abuse. What it means is that the mental health care system is failing, long before people enter the criminal justice system and after they leave it. Individuals are sentenced to lives without hope, and enormous costs shifted onto our police, courts, jails, and prisons at all levels. Unfortunately, Americans should not be surprised. In a comprehensive survey of state mental health care systems released this year, the national average was a D. 8 states received grades of F. Only 5 received Bs. States are failing to invest in providing adequate mental health care. Skipping at the front ends leads to results like those reflected in this report. Okay, now, notice who makes the report. The Department of Justice. And the people who interpret the report are interpreting this report as such. What they fail to mention is that most mental disorders are made up. They don't exist. Okay? Now, let's look at the flip side. The flip side is the pharmaceutical companies already have a multi-billion-dollar industry, and to this day not a single person with mental illnesses have been cured. What has happened is they've been basically intoxicated out of their minds by these prescription drugs, which are some of the most addictive drugs there are, which are more addictive. More people are addicted to them than crack cocaine. More people die from them than these other drugs. Okay, and what they fail to mention is that not a single person has been cured and not a single mental illness has been verified. What they are referring to is the psychiatrist's opinion. Now, speaking of the psychiatrists, specifically the prison psychiatrists, let's look at their salaries. This is from salaryexpert.com. Prison psychiatrists' salaries. The graph below is a comparison of salary data for 10 jobs in U.S. national average. U.S. national average as provided by Salary Expert's free salary report and salary calculator. If you are a professional who requires compensation to survey data for your work, please consult ERI, Economic Research Institute Salary Assessor. Now, in Houston, which is the lowest on the chart, the average prison psychiatrist salary is $106,000. In Chicago, $107,000. In Atlanta, $157,000. In Dallas, Texas, $212,000. In Manhattan, New York, $191,000. In Phoenix, Arizona, $221,000. In Charlotte, North Carolina, $256,000. In Miami, Florida, $193,000. In Los Angeles, California, $188,000. So, on one end, we have $21 billion a year industry in some of these pharmaceutical companies' cases. They've reported earning $21 billion in 1 year. And let's not forget all the side effects, which are covered in my past videos. And on the other side, we have these hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars being paid to these prison psychiatrists. And all the New World Order can do is say we need more oppression, more pills, more forced medication. It is quite sad indeed.